Apple recently made a bunch of new announcements, including a lot more information about the new Apple Watch. Jeff and I thought we'd sit down and talk about it. So Jeff, can you tell us a bit about the Apple Watch?
Yeah, so in a nutshell, the Apple Watch is a timekeeping and notifications device. It's also an interesting communications device that not only lets you take calls from your watch, but has a digital touch feature that allows you to sketch things or tap things or share your heartbeat with somebody else with an Apple Watch. It's a health and fitness tracker, and it is also a device that can run a ton of app-based interactions. So we're looking at a whole new app world here as well. And realistically, it is certainly, in my eyes, a fashion accessory.
Definitely. So we've heard so far that it has an 18-hour battery life, which I'm thinking is a good thing. It will get you through your whole day.
That 18 hours figure is apparently reliant on a whole bunch of different qualifications, one of which being not a whole lot of app usage. So we'll have to see in real-world tests where that goes. But in terms of the price point in the States is $349 for the entry-level sport watch. That's the women's or smaller sport watch. That's $449 in Canada, and I'll tell you, there's something psychologically very different about $350 or $450.
One thing that I was happy to see is that, I mean, of course you have to have your Apple Watch paired with your smartphone, your iPhone, but you won't have to always be immediately in proximity to it. So it works via Bluetooth, or if you're on the same Wi-Fi network. So I can be downstairs in my basement using my Apple Watch and have my phone somewhere else in the house, or vice versa. As long as they're on the same Wi-Fi network, they're going to work and pair with each other so you can use all the apps.
And I think that's a really important thing for them to have worked into this. It's not that hard to do, but it keeps you from having to think that, oh my gosh, my phone is going to be out of distance when I walk out into my backyard. Well, Wi-Fi can spread quite a ways, so it's a good way to bridge that gap. One crazy thing I think about the Apple Watch is and Apple's had problems with this in the past, the naming conventions. So it's an Apple Watch. Generically, you're talking about Apple Watches, but the middle watch in the line is called just Apple Watch. The lower watch in the line is called Apple Watch Sport, and the upper watch in the line is called the Apple Watch Edition. So I guess it's the Apple Watch edition of the Apple Watch. It's ridiculous. So somebody has got to clean up some of that stuff too.
So Apple also made a bunch of other announcements, and one of the things I'm really excited about is to see HBO being available through the Apple TV. Unfortunately, only in the US for now, but for $15 a month, it's a pretty good value, and I really hope that we're going to see that rolled out to other parts of the world as soon as possible. Absolutely,
and that's a pretty big announcement, the exclusivity with HBO. They also put down the price point of the Apple TV from $99 to $69 in the States, and I think that's leading up to something where we've been talking about what's Apple going to do with the Apple TV for a while now. In my mind, they should be adding a webcam and stuff so that sits on top of your television and you can do Google Hangouts, Skype video call kind of things with it. I think that will be the ultimate Apple TV.
Let's talk a little bit about the new MacBook and the advancements they've made there. Personally, I'm really excited about the stable keyboard and the LED display behind each key. I think they've really made some important improvements, and I can't wait to get my hands on the butterfly mechanism for that really steady touch typing. That just looks fantastic to me.
On the fashion side, there's now a gold version. The biggest thing I think they've done is, in pursuit of this smaller and smaller thing, there is only a single port on those MacBooks. It's a USB-C port, I believe it's called. You're going to see a preponderance of different dongles and stuff. But thankfully, there should be third-party attachments, because the USB-C thing is something Apple's done with other tech companies. Right. So it's not going to be like the crazy prices that you see for Apple-specific dongles. Hopefully, you'll be able to get cheaper ones. Now, one piece of the Apple Watch is obviously the health and fitness tracker aspect of that. A lot of that's run by HealthKit, which is already on your iPhone, but I think an announcement that you were really interested in was Apple talking about the ResearchKit extension on the HealthKit. Do you want to share a bit of it?
Yes, absolutely. So I have a bit of a background in health research from my work life, and I'm super excited about ResearchKit. I think the important thing for people to realize is that it's all opt-in. I'm hearing, people are freaking out about privacy stuff. You do not have to participate in any of the stuff that you don't want to. That's really important for people to understand. The other piece is that Apple is working with some really well-known, prestigious universities and medical institutions and hospitals in the US and the UK to provide the framework for them to develop apps that Apple will never see the data that's involved with. And there are some really important research areas like asthma, breast cancer, diabetes. People can provide whatever level of information they're comfortable with providing through their smartphone, making sure that there are way more data points for researchers to have access to, and controlling each step of the process. So instead of having 100 people participate in a research study on Parkinson's disease, you can have an app that allows people to check in every day, do some simple little tests to show the progression of the disease and their symptoms, which then researchers can use to get a lot more information about how these diseases actually are progressing. I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, it's got tremendous benefits relative to, you know, the samples you're getting. A lot of people have iPhones, so hopefully a lot of people will have Apple Watches, and these sort of things will all play into having just a lot more people participating in these studies. But more than that, you get ongoing data. You don't get a single point where a nurse may be coming to your home to measure something and you can get stressed out about the nurse being there and it can skew your results. There's all sorts of really, really compelling reasons to think that this could be a game changer for some of the research stuff. So, you know, there's ResearchKit, HBO on Apple TV, the new MacBook, and of course the Apple Watch. We'd love to hear what you guys think about it, so let us know in the comments here on YouTube or through any of our social media channels.
Thanks for watching.